I believe that opening DJs have the most underrated yet the most important role, especially at club events. But who are those opening DJs anyway? What they should be doing and what things they must avoid? Let's talk about it in this video. If you are new to this channel, my name is Daniel Lesden. I produce electronic dance music, play gigs as a DJ, work as an A&R manager and make educational content. On this channel I share my experience of being an artist, talk about the music industry and give some tips and tricks for aspiring DJs and producers. Now to the topic of this video. Imagine an underground music event, which typically happens in clubs, bars, warehouses and all sorts of small to medium-sized venues. I'm not talking about festivals specifically because things there work slightly different, so we put them outside of the topic of this video. So a club night usually runs for about 8 hours, starting at 10 PM and until 6 AM in the morning. An opening DJ is a DJ who plays first, right at the doors opening, hence the name. Some people call them warm-up DJs, although I think there are slight nuances between these terms, but for the sake of simplicity, in this video I'm going to treat them as the same. It's also worth noting that oftentimes promoters, people who run those events, select DJs for the opening slot last. In other words, they figure out who is going to rock the dance floor, who is going to play right before or after the headliner, maybe then put themselves on those slots since many promoters are DJs too, and only then they think who is going to open the room, oftentimes among their friends. There are exceptions of course. I know some promoters who think about their lineups thoroughly from start to finish. Kudos to them. So imagine a promoter is calling his friend and asking, "Hey, would you like to warm up at my next party?" And the DJ reply, "Hell yes!" No questions asked. Now the DJ is thinking, although I'm going to play first, I want to show everyone that I can rock the dance floor too, so the next time they'll book me as a headliner. Now I totally get the excitement, I can relate to that too, but there is one problem with that mindset. You see, that DJ wants to show off himself as someone who can rock the dance floor, so he plays the most banging top 10 tracks from the charts in a completely empty clubs. I have seen this myself so many times. So what opening DJ should be doing? An opening DJ has two important roles: to welcome guests and to prepare them for what's coming next. Let's talk about these points in detail. You see, people don't usually rush to the dance floor as soon as they come into club, even if you drop the most banging track. They want to meet with other people, they want to hang out with their friends, maybe drink something, maybe take a selfie, you know, to get into the right mood. And your job as an opening DJ is to support it, to give people enough time and create a safe musical space to let people do their things. Another role of a warm-up DJ is to let the crowd feel the anticipation. Make them hungry for that pounding beats that the headliner will be playing later on. It's basically a foreplay. You start nice and easy, then you gently build up, maybe give an occasional spank with some spicy track when you notice that the crowd has started to gather on the dance floor, but then release it. Play that back and forth game, but don't push the energy level way too far. That's how you warm up. Now let me give you a few pro tips. Tip number 1 is make your research before the event. This is actually hugely important for all kinds of DJs, but I think it's even more important for the opening DJs. Listen to what kind of music other DJs in the lineup play. Check the venue, what its regular crowd looks like. All these bits of information might help you to prepare and play a better set. My tip number 2 is to put the volume down a little bit at the start of your set. You see, the sound systems in the clubs are usually calibrated to the peak time when there is a crowd on the dance floor. However, when the doors open, people don't usually rush to the dance floor, as I already talked before, and the lack of human bodies on the dance floor actually affects the sound, making it louder, harsher and boomy. So by reducing the volume on your mixer just a little bit, you can create a much more comfortable space for the guests. And the good thing about it is when you pump it up back, it feels like a new energy level, so it's a great way of turning people from nudging their heads to actually start dancing. Now sometimes there is a sound guy sitting somewhere behind and adjusting the loudness as more people gather on the dance floor. In that case, make sure to communicate with him beforehand to make sure you're on the same page. Tip number 3, never play the headliner's tracks. I've met some opening DJs that thought that it was an act of respect for the headliner. However, in reality, it's actually quite the opposite. Also, don't play music with a faster tempo or higher energy level than the DJ playing after you. Let the energy grow during the night rather than reach its peak at the very beginning and then stays flat. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know your experience in the comments and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Also, consider supporting me on Patreon. It helps me to create more useful content like this video, and it also gives you quite a lot of goodies, which you can find more about at daniellesden.com/Patreon. Well, bye for now, and I'll see you next time.
Dream machine.